Well, we got some really bad news whenever it comes to the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6, the successor to the 1 Mark 5. And there was a lot of really interesting things that came out of the keynote speech, that came out of the presentation. We've got the new telephoto that goes from 85 to 170 millimeter. We got upgraded battery. We got a vapor chamber for heat. We've got all sorts of great things, new speakers, and even got upgraded support. 3 years of operating system updates, 4 year security patches. But there's one really bad thing that I want to talk about. Before I get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the Xperia 1 Mark 6. Okay, cat's out of the bag. There will not be a Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 in the USA. So it seems like it's just going to be available in Japan and internationally. I don't know to what extent, but I got confirmation from a Sony rep today. They contacted me actually after the event asking if I saw it, and then were letting me know for sure that it is not coming to the States. They said that Sony is still committed to supporting the Xperia 1 Mark 4 and the Xperia 1 Mark 5, but that the Xperia 1 Mark 6 would not be coming to the US. And that's really, really depressing because I love the Sony phones. They're my favorite. I'm still going to buy one and import it. Now, pre-orders are available now, and it's like €12.99, €13.99 for the 256 or the 512 respectively. And I believe it's supposed to be launching sometime in early June, but yeah, as of right now, there's no availability in the United States. So I'm probably going to have to get it on Amazon, eBay, whatever, and hopefully I can get a good deal on it. I'm still going to try and reach out and see if I can get a contact with Sony Japan, but unfortunately my Sony rep here in the United States cannot get me one because it's not coming to the States, which is really, really depressing because I've been waiting for this phone to come out for a long time. I know a lot of y'all have been waiting for this phone to come out a long time, and I know there's a lot of exciting things about this phone. I'm super stoked about the new speakers. Those look fantastic. I believe we've got upgraded DAC as well for the headphone jack. It's got 1.5 terabyte support for the SD card, but you've also got an eSIM now, which is really good. eSIM and regular SIM support. And we've still got the shutter button, which actually can be programmed to use for some gaming stuff. 5,000 milliamp battery, which is a newer technology, more dense, and it's supposed to get up to 2 days of battery life. We've got a variable OLED display with the refresh rate that goes from 1 hertz all the way up to 120 hertz. The display is twice as bright. We got extra support from the software going from 2 years of operating system updates to 3 years, and 3 years of security patches going to 4. So there's a lot of good things, but the two bad things are we no longer have a 21:9 aspect ratio, which I think most people might have been okay with losing this thinner design, but they dropped it to a 1080p Full HD Plus display, which I don't really understand. It looks fine. And whenever you look at it, it's going to look fine. It has just under 400 pixels per inch density, which you're not going to be able to see little pixels and all that stuff. But going from a 4K screen, which largely was Quad HD Plus, down to a 1080p just doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the year 2024, especially for a phone that costs €1,300 and up. And the technology is available. Maybe they just didn't want to buy a panel from Samsung, which I don't think they did. But yeah, and that's kind of annoying. I wish it would have been Quad HD Plus. That would have gone a long way to help support it a little bit more, especially if they were going away from 4K. And then, yeah, no USA availability. So everybody knows Sony doesn't make a lot of phones. They don't make a lot of money from phones. And they've gradually kind of been pulling out of the limelight for the last couple of years. They haven't been on carrier shelves in years. They don't even have it at Best Buy anymore. I think you recently could get it at Best Buy, but like you couldn't walk into a store and get one off the shelf. So this even further isolationism makes me wonder what the future of the platform looks like. I think they're going to see how this does, how it sells. I guess in Japan, that's their homeland. That's where they come from. So they probably have the largest amount of support in Japan. But in the United States, they've not really been a player for several years. It's one of those things where if you really care about the phones like I do, and you enjoy the Sony phones, then you likely bought one and you were using it. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. And of course, we got that new telephoto. We've had the continuous zoom lens with the Xperia 1 Mark 5 that did the 85 millimeter to 135 millimeter, and now it goes to 170, so it goes all the way up to 7.1 times optical zoom. That's fantastic. Like, I'm really excited about that. I can't wait till I can get my hands on one, but it puts us in a really bad position here because it's like, okay, how hard is it going to be to get one? How much money is it going to cost me to get one? And what does the future of Sony Xperia phones look like? Because this to me is a bad move from a business perspective. I mean, I get it, they don't have to make a whole nother variant, but you would think that they would make some avenue to make it where we could still get one. Now, I think the bands will still be supported just fine because it is a Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, and they've got more emphasis on the computational photography, more AI features into it. We've got the consolidated app. I mean, this is the most updated phone I have seen in years. They significantly went back to the drawing board and they addressed almost every single major issue that people were concerned about. And then we get all the way down to D-Day and it's like, all right, we're left holding the bag because we can't get a US model. And that, like I said, that sucks. I really did not see that coming. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, is this going to be the last year for the Xperia 1 Mark 6? Or are they going to continue to roll this way? Are they going to see how things go? Maybe see if the economy does better this next year. Maybe take some uncertainty out of it and then maybe bring it back to the United States. I don't know. But I know it's never a good sign when you have companies that pull their phones out of markets. And the U.S. is a big market. I mean, granted, we don't have a billion people like China, but I mean, it is a pretty darn big market for consuming high-end smartphones. So even at €12.99, probably would have been $13.50, $13.99 here in the United States. I would have bought it. I'm sure some of you watching this video would have bought it. And I think it just kind of blindsides a lot of the fan base coming out of left field. And it's like all of a sudden we've been waiting, and now nothing. So yeah, I'm going to do my best to get my hands on one. Hopefully I can get them to send me one so I can test it out and review it, but likely I'm going to have to buy one on my own, which I'm always prepared to do. I've been doing that for years, so it's not the end of the world, but at the same point in time, I mean, it might take me a little while to get my hands on one, and same thing for you if you're looking to buy one. So yeah, it's just really bad. It's like, it was a sad day today. I had a friend of mine reached out to me. He's like, what the heck, the phone's not coming to the U.S.? I'm like, I just watched the keynote last night and they didn't talk about that. I watched the whole event and then I checked my email and I have an email from my Sony rep and it's like, yeah, it's not coming to the US. So that is really, really sad. And I hope that something changes. Maybe it sells well in Japan. They decide 6 months from now that they want to make it available. I don't know. But my guess is that we're not going to see any availability here this year. And who knows what the future holds for next year. But I'm very excited about the phone. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I want to test it out for photography. I want to test it out for videography. I want to test it out for gaming. I want to test a new app. And they're even bringing a new video pro mode that's supposed to launch this fall once Android 15 comes out. And it's just interesting because they've had such a commitment to software updates over the last year. They've done a good job getting more reliable, more regular software updates. They got Android 14 pretty quick. We're getting Android 15 presumably pretty quick. They're saying this fall. So they've just made so many improvements in so many areas. I hate to see this pullback, and I just wonder what it means as far as implications for the brand and what happens with the phones moving forward. So if you're excited and you're looking forward to it, I'm sorry about the disappointment. I'm just as disappointed as you are, and it sucks. And we'll just see what happens. But I will have content on it as soon as I can get my hands on one. So that's all I got for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section and do my best to get back with you. Hopefully the sound is good. I got a new Shure microphone, wireless lab mic apparatus that costs a fortune and is supposed to be pretty good. So anyway, we'll see how it is. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the Sony phone, if you're disappointed, if you saw the writing on the wall, what you think this means for the company, and also let me know how the sound is because I want to get some feedback. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.